We have a tendency to look back in history at different eras and the people who lived then. It is easy to get caught up in the falsehood that everything was better in the past. If you listen to a playlist or a collection of the best songs that our parents or grandparents may have listened to, it is likely you will conclude that music 25 or 50 years ago was great, and that it was superior to the majority of what is produced today. In reality, you are listening to an elite playlist of the best songs of that era, and comparing it to all the music produced today. If you look at the literature written in days gone by, you must remind yourself that all writers of that time were not William Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Ernest Hemingway, or F. Scott Fitzgerald. Things that are elite in a specific time will be admired and appreciated throughout history. One of my favorite authors of any era is the American novelist Louis L'Amour. He wisely observed, "No person can be judged except against the backdrop of the time and place in which they lived." Several years ago, on a trip to Paris, I enjoyed a private tour of the Palace of Versailles. It was undoubtedly the most amazing residence of that time, or virtually any other time. But I had to remind myself that my college dormitory had central air and heat, hot and cold running water, and electric lights. The king who lived in the Palace of Versailles was indeed surrounded by splendor and magnificence, but he probably spent many evenings shivering in the cold or sweltering in the heat while trying to read or carry out other activities by candlelight. Thought leaders, philosophers, and experts might debate when was the best era to live throughout history, but amidst all of our problems and challenges, I remain convinced that we live in the golden age. We have more opportunities, luxuries, and comforts than any of our ancestors who went before us. We have tools never before known to address all of the challenges before us as we create a better and brighter future. As you go through your day today, remember, we are living in the good old days. Today's the day.